Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know, my partner Albert Kemmel. We've been beating the drum for about 10 years now how good Youngstown State's football league is. And once again, the Jackrabbits prove it. But let me say one thing before we talking about it. If you don't want anybody to know about it, just keep doing what you're doing. 2 o'clock in the afternoon on an NFL Sunday. Why?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
We'd have to ask somebody way smarter than us.
Why you chose that date?
I mean, if you wanted to hide that game, say, well, let's wait to the last week of the NFL. Let's put it right after the 1 o'clock start, but before the 4:30s. What are they doing, Albert?
So if you didn't see it, we'll tell you.
I didn't see it.
We know that YSU made the playoffs, had a really good year, but you can't just be good enough, just good, to make it work in the Missouri Valley Conference, because that league is the most dominant league going. When I say dominant, I mean dominant to the nth degree. South Dakota State played a really good Montana team, beat them up. Montana couldn't get a first down.
Now they have 29 in a row, so that goes back past last year.
Yes. And North Dakota State was always the kingpin. And now South Dakota State has a 29-game winning streak. So the onus goes on Coach Phillips at YSU. You know you're going to have to dig into that portal. You know you're going to have to recruit more than just local to win the championship. Now, you can still make the playoffs, but you're not beating these powerful teams, George, without it.
We've talked about this. Great season for Youngstown. When you make the playoffs,
it's an awesome season.
You've done well. But that next step is about a step and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people who are much smarter than me that have become great coaches always say, getting there is much easier than staying there. And it's hard once you get there. Can you make that last step? You know, you're a golfer. It's easy to go from 49 to 41. But can you get from 41 to 36? It's hard when it gets near the end. Mm-hmm. That's YSU's goal. Same thing in basketball. YSU just defeated IUPUI 75-65 to move to 3-2 in the league, 11-5 overall, which is really good. But that's not enough for YSU fans. They want to see them in the tournament.
No, that's right. This ooey pooey, you know, they're a good program.
Yeah.
But as you say, we want to beat the best teams.
Yes. And they're capable. St. Peter's proved it. It's not like it was before.
No.
That was not a major upset. Those are not in today's world with the portal and with how people players leave and go and come. It's definitely possible. They just have to play their very best. I know Coach Calhoun is saying that.
Well, they played some D the other night. 15 steals, the other team 28 turnovers.
That does the trick.
No, that tells you
that does the
they're
trick.
Guarding, unless that team is just irresponsible. And the score being 10 tells me they're not.
Right, and they're not.
That was a good defensive effort.
So now they move on to another league game, Purdue FW, next at the 6:30 on January 10th. In this league, you can't put your guard down. We were just talking about how poor Robert Morris was, and they poured a victory on somebody.
Oh, they doubled them.
Yes.
No, right when you think you have it all figured out. What's that saying? They change the questions. Like right when I think I know everything.
Great line,
They
George.
change the questions. No, and you know yourself. You've had a team where, you know, and I'd like to say, well, we weren't. There were nights when you could have gotten us because we weren't at our best. Now, do we know what caused it? No, or we'd eradicate
right.
it. I remember Lenny
Great
Clark up
point.
at Grove City. He'd say, you're going to play great for 5, you're going to play badly for 5, but those 12 in the middle, and those are the ones. And like you say, Youngstown, 3-2 in the league. That's not good enough.
No, not for the fans who want them in the tournament.
Sure.
And I'm one of them. I think they have the talent to get there. Yeah. Long season, we'll see what they go with. You know you have to be playing your best at tournament time. Not right now. At tournament time, when that in-tournament conference comes around, you got to be ready to roll.
And that's why the seeding's important. You don't want to have to play 4 games or 3.
Great point,
you want to
George.
play. You want to get to the Final Four, so you only have to play 2 games.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier and on your kids, and a lot easier to get there. No question about it.
Hey, I'm looking at this Crestview Poland thing here, and Poland, 22.
Yeah, they outscored Poland 45-22 in the second half.
And only 32 for the game.
Ended up in 54-32 win.
That
In Crestview, that tells you how good they are defensively, and it tells you how how good they are record-wise, 13-0.
Yeah.
So defense, I know offense wins today. I just had a talk with somebody on the way over that the offense is taking over the game of basketball.
Okay.
But if you guard, truly guard, you can pull out some games.
It travels. You can win it away when you're shooting lousy or whatever. You don't like the background, doesn't matter. And then the other thing, especially in football, the weather. I heard the weather next Sunday, 0 in Kansas City. I give Miami zero chance.
Kansas City likes that.
Oh, they think they're in Florida.
Yeah, Kansas City likes that.
Tua's going to think he's in Antarctica.
He is. The whole team will be.
Oh, my goodness, I heard that. But no, basketball, it's the same premise. As you say, we like defense. We're not going to lie.
Yes.
We wanted to full court.
And try to take you
turn
out.
your man, wear him out, wear the point guard. But today, they're flying up and down that floor, shooting threes like they're, but once again, you'll check that Gannon was like that early, just rough-shotting everyone. 112, 77, 78.
They have trouble winning with that because they don't play that way.
They can't win like that. They have no chance.
In that game with Crestview, Addison Rose had a big night with 24 points. Lorraine Gaskins also had 17 points. We always want to give credit to kids that are playing their butts off. Congratulations. Canfield beat Austintown Fitch in the fourth quarter, 51-48. Their 8th straight win. That means they're playing tremendous basketball.
Starting 0-2.
Yeah, how about that?
Now they're coming. That's what you want. It's just about another couple of weeks here, second time through the league. You want to get your mojo because the tournament's, it's not near, but it's coming.
Yeah, that's when you want to be playing your best.
Absolutely. If I hear one more guy tell me how good his team is in the summer, I just heard it the other day. I looked at this team's record; they're 3-9. They were beating everybody in the summer like they were King Tut. I'm like, well,
Thanks,
and
George.
I'm thinking,
Thanks, George.
and I'm like, boy, that's really good. And this guy's telling me stuff. Oh, and I'm like, okay. Then the year starts, and they're 2-9.
The other one that George has on our radio show is also those games in the summer.
Yeah.
Somebody will come up, and George is there with his whole team. He's going to play.
Or I'm not coming. In other words, if I'm paying to come, I'm bringing my guys.
Don't go.
No, why would you? And that other guy will come
excuse.
over and stick his hand out and say, Coach, I'm missing 3 starters.
Why'd you come?
That's my answer. Why did you come then?
Exactly.
I don't get it. Like they want to build an excuse for getting beat or something. And if you're not getting any better, you and I always say it about AAU. Who got better? When it's 118-37, the 118 didn't get better. And the 37 surely didn't get better because they got humiliated.
Yeah, they're going home thinking we don't want to have a season.
And we've spoken about that. And it's the same as this summer basketball. You want to play some games, that's fine. You and I believe more in the fundamentals and skill work, but that's okay. There are more ways. You can get to Pittsburgh from here on about 5 different roads.
Skin the cat, yeah.
But the point is, okay, they're not there anyway.
Yeah, not only does it work when the guy who got beat says, I didn't have 3 of my starters, but the guy who won many times plays a JV team and thinks they count that as one of their wins in the summer.
Boy, remember that one time I was playing Ambridge? And you ran into the coach like you were scouting somewhere the night before.
He didn't know any better.
What did he tell you? He said,
I'm telling you.
I got him tomorrow night.
This year we got him. I said, you talking about? Remember, I had seen George play 30 games. We had 30 games together.
Yeah.
I said, you talking about the Butler I know? Yeah. I looked at the score. It was like 47-12 at halftime.
Yeah,
I'm not exaggerating.
I'm like, what was he thinking? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my. Because he probably won some games in the summer.
And we learned.
He probably thought he was good.
And you and I learned long ago. My dad's #1 lesson was there's always someone better. And you played for the greatest coach.
Always.
I guarantee he wasn't bringing in teams that you could run out of that gym. He was bringing in Boardman.
Your boys, Altoona.
Yeah, he was bringing in whomever.
Boardman, yes.
Because it made you better. See, this idea of avoiding competition too is just
catches up with you.
Well, we saw it Friday night.
Yeah, it does. It catches up with you.
That's what happens. You're not used to. You're playing these cream puffs exhibition, then the first league game, and you go on the road and wham, you're out. Yes. What happened? No. This is what you get.
You have to get ready for it.
And you made a good point too the other day. We were speaking to some of you younger coaches. There was a lesson in the Colts game, even though it was football. Biggest play of the game. Win and you're in, losing you go home. His best runner was on the bench.
Yeah.
4.5 yards.
I didn't understand that.
Give them the young coaches that
I don't
lesson.
understand that.
Please.
It's not a play call.
It's not a play.
It's a player call.
It's a play call.
That's the way it is in basketball and football.
Yeah.
You want to win
It
games,
doesn't change anything. But
give the ball to your best player.
It made me think about it because I had a young guy once. He was over, ended up being a fabulous coach. He was over there at Corn City.
Yeah, I remember.
And he almost,
Lonnie, is that Lonnie?
Yeah, almost beat Sharon in the play. Sharon had 2 D1 players. And he said to me, I said, Lon, look, I could give you all kinds of rigmarole and this. I said, I'm just going to tell you one thing. Give the ball to your best player. Like the other day, they give that ball.
It works.
They're still playing.
Yes.
They needed 6 inches.
I have no
and
idea.
he's throwing a
I
pass
have no
to a
idea
dude
why.
that wasn't in the game.
That's a new thing that they're doing. I don't
He
know.
says, we repped it. Well, you didn't rep it enough.
Not enough.
You dropped the ball.
Not enough.
No, that just made me think of that. Even though
Congratulations to Madison Murray.
Absolutely.
Recognized as the YSU Scholar Athlete of the Year. She happens to be a great hurdler, but more importantly, a great student. We want to give thumbs up for that. No question about
that
it.
grade point average is about twice mine. I'm guessing.
20 years from now.
Yeah, 4.2.
They might forget how fast you ran the hurdles.
Yeah,
But
she's smart. She did some company running.
She's running her own business.
Could I see President Murray, please?
Yes.
That's what happens.
It's the truth.
But we've spoken on that forever because we both had some real good students mixed in. And I had a guy, I always tell the story. He was doing his homework with a flashlight.
On the bus.
And we had a good,
They make fun of
we
him.
had a 25 and 0 team. They thought that was hilarious. I said, well, I'm going to give you guys a little tip. I said, in about 10 years, you'll be working for old Ish here. And he was a millionaire before he was 30.
They'll be working for him.
Wharton School of Business, and they probably were working for
Yes.
him. But we saw it coming. But that's cool. When it's all shut, John Thompson had that deflated basketball on his
Yes,
desk.
someday it's going to go.
And at some point, the air's going to run out. And what are you going to do? Now, some of these guys.
How about the guys that make millions? And are,
they can't.
bankrupt.
That's their own fault.
It is.
I
It's
will
crazy.
Say, I will say this, though. I would hope I would be more diligent or have a guy like our buddy Jeff that you could trust with your life and your wallet. I don't watch my investments that closely either.
I got you.
To be perfectly
I got
honest.
you.
I always say what you say. I say, how could he make Zoom? But I do know myself, I don't watch
But
mine
you don't
too.
buy 6 cars either.
No, I didn't buy 6 Lamborghinis.
You can only drive
at the
one.
same time. That's that time. Vander Hallfield had that house had like 17 bathrooms. Guy says, Vander, you can only use one at a time. How many bathrooms?
That'd be the line. George has told my daughters before, listen, you have to save money.
No.
If you don't just go, I know you can get your first paycheck. Don't spend it all.
No.
Save some money.
We had a buddy, he and I, a real good friend of ours. His best buddy played for the Steelers forever, and the Twins were great players, as you know. He called it paying himself. He would literally, remember now there were downtowns and things that we don't have anymore. He would walk from bank to bank, showing his son what he would call paying yourself
Great
first.
line.
Savings account and all.
Great line.
And it's so important because you'll look around in 20 years and you'll have a nest egg.
Yes.
Where if you don't, you'll look around, especially these people, that get paid under the table. Wait till you're 65 and you don't have any money coming in.
Yes, zero.
It won't be such
Won't be so happy, Joy.
No. Let's talk about,
The big boys.
these guys are big boys. We're going to be shown after, but I just want to mention the title game. It's Monday night. Washington with that, I got to say, high flying. I've watched it, I'm old.
Right.
This Penix cat, I got to tell you.
Really
For
good.
putting the ball where it needs to be, up, down, left, right, run when you catch. And these dudes can catch it.
Yeah, you're talking about a combination of 3 great receivers and a great quarterback. So it's going to come down to the pass rush. All quarterbacks who look great, when they're on their back, they're not so good. And that's going to be the offensive line from Washington.
Can they block that pass?
That's going to be it. If they do it, they do. Washington will score.
I think the game's going to come down to that. Now, is that Joe Moore award sincere?
We'll find out.
No, Al and I are big Joe Moore guys. I happen to know him when he was alive, and he was. There isn't a guy in the pros that doesn't rave about him, other than the dude that said, "Old man, what'd he say?"
Yeah, chilling.
Old old man tripping.
Tripping. That's it.
Joe DeLongmelor, the best blocker in the history of the NFL.
Paps.
He's at this camp showing these kids, and this kid was getting it wrong, and he came to the side. My buddy's NFL agent, he happened to be standing there, and he goes over, and the kid goes, "Pappy tripping." Now, this is the greatest blocker O.J. ran for 2,000
Pappy
yards over
tripping.
12 games. It's like the
One of
other
the greatest
day,
lines ever.
This Poca Nakua, bro.
That Pappy tripping.
He said, Pappy be tripping. But here's Poca Nakua. Now listen, he breaks that record. 1960. They played 12 games.
Oh, yeah. Every record,
You're the worst
I'm the
at
worst
it, but
at
I'm
this.
jumping in line now.
Listen.
I looked, they said, well, how old's that record? They said, 1960.
The Rams throw more passes in 2 quarters today.
Then Paul Worth, yeah.
If Warfield played today, that's what
Oh
I'm
my
saying.
God, yes.
They throw 12.
yeah.
They shoot 12.
No.
No exaggeration, fans. I know we're old. They would throw 12 passes in a game.
No.
Full game.
Bradshaw a game, 12 for 17 for 180
Full
yards.
game.
That was a great game.
Full game.
And that were deep balls, stalwarts.
yeah. Oh,
Not
yeah.
this little foot. Here's my, if I see one more. 3rd and 8, a 3-yard pass to a guy facing him.
Over
And
over.
over.
I told you they're the dumbest. They're the dumbest.
What are they going to
Football coaches, I call you out all the time.
I know. He loves Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is
He's my favorite
he
guy
has
of
a
all
capital
time.
S for stud.
He'll make a couple
He'll
mistakes.
do two
you know
plays,
he is.
Two
Or
plays a game that you'll
somewhere
go,
in the line he's going to do it.
Josh. like Sunday night, the time's on 0. He throws the ball to a guy in the playing field. Now the guy could have fallen in. Let's give him credit, but he didn't.
But somewhere along the line, you know he's going to do
2
it.
INTs.
He's going to do it.
And a fumble.
He's going to do it.
And he's going to play like
He threw for 390 yards.
Oh, and he ran over.
He's
guys.
amazing.
How about he ran over guys? They needed 3 first
How
downs.
about that run?
Yeah.
And so nobody
How about
nobody could
3rd
have
and
done
11?
that.
You give him the ball.
Yeah, it's amazing. But that's who he is. But in this game, Michigan's going to move the ball, wash it up and down the field with their running
They're
game.
going to run it. Corum
over
have
and
a big
over.
night.
Oh,
hey, how
for
about
sure.
Alabama? They sacked him 7 times.
It's going to come down to if Washington's offensive line, then you'll take Washington. If they hold up, if they don't hold up,
No,
you'll
they're
take
getting
Michigan.
beat.
That's the way that game is seen. It's easy. George and I are handicapped that one. That's the way it's
yeah,
going to
but
work.
we don't know what's going to happen.
No, you don't.
That's the only
No, you
problem.
don't. That's
if
the
we
way
do,
down.
we'd be in business.
Yeah.
But how about this one? Do you agree with me? If they were to give that Heisman, when they should, after the bowls, Penix
Yeah,
got it.
he gets it.
I mean, they
Yeah.
beat Oregon twice.
Yeah, he gets it.
This 3-9, 9-3 stuff. Boy, any more word.
Now, I would have gave it to LSU during the regular season. I
Yeah.
told you that. But
Yeah,
after they
yeah,
play a
yeah.
couple games,
Yeah.
I'd have played the
We're in a
Penix.
let's go to Dairy Queen society. Just take everyone to Dairy Queen. Everyone gets a trophy. Isn't that where we are?
That's where we have been like that for about 10 years.
Oh my God, what happened? Huh? Absolutely. Now let's talk about the NFL. Well, I've heard people say, I like the first week of the NCAAs.
So
That
do I.
Thursday, Friday.
So
thing.
do I.
But I've heard people say they think this week
It's the
coming
NFL. They love the NFL so
is the
much.
best week in sports.
No one loves anything
now,
more
the
than
local
NFL.
teams are playing. Let's talk about it because it's very interesting. No one wants to play the Brownies.
No.
Not the way Flacco. He's a Ponce de Leon. Was
He
that
is.
the fountain of youth?
He is.
But here's the thing. They're a 1.5 favorite, which kind of surprises me. Tell you who got over on me, I didn't realize. I knew they were good, but I didn't know how good. Houston. That quarterback, that kid, my.
Well, I thought they were good. I
Did
thought
you
they were
think
good.
when he was at Ohio State he would be that good?
No,
that
not
fast?
this quick. No. I don't think
My
anybody.
gosh.
I don't think anybody.
No,
did.
and he lost Tank down.
Yeah, that's right. He's just a tremendous player, and you could tell the way he talks. A tremendous person.
Okay.
He's an easy guy to follow. Houston's better defensively. You give him credit too.
No. Let me say that.
They're better defensively.
No, I agree. Brownies too defensively.
Yeah, the Browns. It's going to 3, George. I just saw when I was leaving. It was 2.5
they're all
going
over
to
the
3.
Browns.
Yeah, they're taking the Browns.
Now, how about Flacco? Where did this? We have to talk about this because
Protection.
He was
protection.
Okay,
He's
you're-
always been a guy that.
If he
well,
has-
it's everybody. It's everybody. But
Yeah.
Cleveland's offensive line is really good,
Yeah,
and
don't touch him.
you give him time. That
And he
man,
does have a
he
rocket.
Can, no,
He has a rocket on his
throw.
shoulder.
He throws it better than all the young guys.
Yeah, oh,
He
yeah.
could always do that. He
Yeah.
just can't move.
Now, I have a question for you. You're the GM. Good luck
It's
next
money.
year,
It's
Albert.
money.
What are you
Flacco's done.
Is he going?
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Oh, they got to pay. They have to play the guy to pay the money to.
But I think they pay him if they try to trade. No one will trade for him.
No, they can't take him.
His reputation.
How about how money rules, George?
No.
You see Flacco's better.
No, absolutely. How about Pittsburgh? Well, they're going to have to deal with.
Yeah. I
You
know.
know-
Oh, yeah. You got to play.
I mean,
you got to play.
Guys
Rudolph.
said, how about this? They're so afraid. They walk on eggshells, the media there, because they don't want to make Pitt mad. So they'll go, here's a famous line. You'll love this one. He said, Mesa threw for 250 yards again, 2 touchdowns, 8 no interceptions. Kenny hasn't done that Yet, they're afraid to say something bad about this
How
kid.
stupid is that?
And I'm like, listen, if he did well, I'd be. We were. Wait a minute. Who was on Pickett first?
Yeah, we were
on our radio show.
Yeah, and I would not turn it on Pickett. I give Rudolph
He
the
played
credit.
better.
That's all.
Right now.
That's the way to do it.
And it's that other thing. We were talking the other day about academics and athletics. Why can't they coincide?
They both do. That's
well,
right.
I'm for academics. I remember one time I was interviewed some lady. They must have written the question for her. She said, I said, ma'am, I am also. They are not, exclusive.
No, they're not.
Why can't they both be good? Like, why can't Pickett?
Grove City
we're
proved
waiting to see. Pickett, we're waiting to see. But right now, Rudolph has a hot hand.
Yeah,
It's
really
that
simple. Yes.
Now, Houston was impressive at Indianapolis. I have to say, I watched the game, but I thought they were going to score when they were inside the 20, fourth in the yard. I said, they're giving the ball to the big boy.
Right.
Four
Wasn't
more
on
down.
wasn't on the field.
Once again, a lot of these, I'm going to be smarter than you guys. They're firing them, by the way, they're like bowling pins. The dude in Atlanta's already gone. They got him at midnight. They didn't wait till Black Monday. They got him on Black half Monday.
Washington will be next.
He's next. He knows.
Is he going? He probably gone by the time we're talking.
And
that's my guess.
They've already brought in the GM for the Warriors, another sport, and
For what?
to help them pick the right guy.
At Washington.
Yeah, honestly, that Magic Johnson's in that consortium. They have so much money.
They think he's going to know more than somebody else. Oh
Well,
my
especially in a
gosh.
sport with not a hard.
It's not even their sport.
But not only that, that salary cap means nothing in NBA. They've been 150 million over for 10 years.
Golden State's famous for that.
Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
they did bring in Spielman, his brother.
We'll find out.
All right, there's the game. The other local team we need to talk about. Steelers at Buffalo. Now, Buffalo's been in playoff mode for 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. You said to me about 5 weeks ago, you said, I really like them. I said, I'm going to put a couple bucks just in case Albert's right. You might be right.
Yeah, that's my pick. Still my pick, and I'll stay with it. The Steelers only team that they could maybe worse is San Francisco. San Francisco.
I thought they could go to Miami and
they could play
mix
Miami.
it up.
They can play
and I
Miami.
know they can play the Ravens.
They
I
have
watched
they
it
have
for
no
10
yeah,
years.
they have no chance against Buffalo.
And I
Zero
thought
chance.
a bad weather game would be in their favor also.
But Buffalo plays better than them in bad weather.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
it was, and then wait, it's bad enough. So say I was drawing up a script for you. I said, okay, we're going to go to Buffalo. They're going to have 5 in a row.
And Watt's out,
Let's
too, by
check
the way.
that box. Watt's out.
No chance.
He's their mental leader, the spiritual guy on top of. He's in there every play.
I just wrote it just before he left. We were having this show in the afternoon, and I wrote to the Steeler fans, you're gonna blame Tomlin for losing this playoff game, and he's playing without Watt, and he's going to Buffalo, who is the hottest team in football, and has the best personnel except for San Francisco. I mean, there's no chance. I want to tell you, the line's 10 going to 14. You understand?
Yeah. Come out 9.5. Someone said it at 7.5. I said, I'll take all that I can get.
Yeah,
I'll tease it to 0.
7.5.
I'll tease it to
It's
0.
a 10.5 already.
Hey, let me ask you the other thing on that. When you talk about, obviously, Rudolph, a slight hope, how do you stop this Josh Allen improvisation?
You're not, and that's what gives Pittsburgh trouble.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. So Pittsburgh really
Talk
struggles
about that because
when they have everything covered.
Can you spy them?
No, you waste the player.
Bigger and
because he
faster
can
and
throw it.
stronger
No,
than
see, this is just a runner.
I got you.
That's how you
Let's
spy
say
a
they beat
guy.
Jackson. That's how they get Jackson. They
Yeah.
make him throw.
Yeah.
You don't want this guy to throw.
No, he can throw a ball. He did. He threw for almost 400 yards against Miami the other night. So it's a bad one for the Steelers. 10 wins. That's just an unbelievable year for the Steelers.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
telling
8.5. I was happy.
What a great year for the Steelers.
I was happy. Absolutely. Now, I got to ask you, regular seasons of any thoughts? Obviously, the referees were awful.
Awful.
If I see one more conference,
Please.
I'm going to need a new TV.
They have to talk about it in the offseason and say, listen,
Yeah.
you have 30 seconds to make the call.
Yeah.
If not, it's staying.
Just stand.
It's standing.
We'll take that.
That's the way it works.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Now, I have to tell you, obviously, there are some media darlings. You know my list. It gets longer every year. Fabio down there in Jacksonville with the hairdo. What does he do?
Yeah, I think he was hurt. I'm going to give him the go. I think he's really injured. He played through the
Okay.
hurt. That's what I'm going to say. Because he's really been a good player his whole life. I think like his throws yesterday were off.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he's hurt.
All
We'll
right.
see what happens.
Yeah. How about Outlander? We know Arthur Smith's going. What are we saying? 6?
Yeah, at least.
Bill Belichick.
Belichick.
He's going.
Washington's
Bears.
coach is going.
Washington. They're all going.
Yeah, there's a
I'd
lot-
say
lot-
6
there's a
or
lot
7.
going.
Isn't that something?
Happens every year though, George.
No,
Yeah.
it does. No. Absolutely. He will have a new zip code, Belichick.
It'll be interesting to see who takes him.
Now,
Because Harbaugh's going to get that Chargers job.
yeah, I think you're right. And that's the most ready-made
That's the one
job
everybody
because
wants.
you have a
And
quarterback.
that's why he wants it so bad.
We're not big fans of his.
No.
But
he's better than a lot of them.
I think he's better than
Yeah.
Tannehill.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
I
exactly.
have something to ask you about.
Your boy
'cause-
Daniel.
Yeah, that's my boy. Does Philly look cooked to you?
Playing
they
poorly.
cooked?
They're
Are
just
they-
playing
are
so
they-
poorly. I mean, my God.
what are they doing?
You watch them play and they're bad on both sides. That's
You
hard
know,
to-
the
it's hard
defense
to-
the last 6 weeks is like the worst.
I
They were the
know.
best.
they're just not playing at all.
Now-
Zero.
Now, the kneecap biter, we give him credit. He's instilled a winning tradition. I mean, a formula.
Yesterday was the toughest thing that happened to him. I felt so bad.
Tight end.
Yeah.
Done. That
No,
guy.
he's one of the 3 best
No,
tight ends in football.
that's not a
immediately.
regular dude.
No, I felt because he decided to play his guys to win.
I know.
And look at that, what happened. Who you think? You have 4 players you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
One of them goes down.
Hey, another no-show for Tua.
Yeah.
I mean, he passed for like.
But without Waddle, and without,
118
he don't
yards.
have his players. Though. I tell you, without
Okay.
Mosert and Waddle, you're not the same player.
No,
not the same
absolutely.
player.
Hey, how about the Packers quarterback?
Came on strong.
Well, if you go by numbers.
Love came on
I remember
strong.
when it started, I said to Al way back in August, I said, I'm going to take a shot on his numbers. Then I keep thinking, well, he could get hurt, he could get benched.
We didn't think he was as good though. We didn't.
No,
we
he's
did.
no.
we didn't think he was as good.
I'll
No.
admit it.
Yeah.
He is
We
playing.
didn't think that. Yeah. Yes.
Well, absolutely. Any thoughts on that Detroit thing where they switched quarterbacks?
Yeah, I have a lot of thought on it. It'd be my biggest play if that game was in L.A.
Yeah,
I would have the Rams so.
Yeah, you gotta watch
because the
them.
Rams are a tremendous team right
You
now.
gotta watch
They're playing
them.
great, but going into Detroit,
Yep.
that's a tough place to win right now. Detroit at home they're homers. They play great. They play great at home.
Hey, one more NFL thing, real quick. When these guys giving them rest, it's a flip. You can't. There's no proven formula. I've seen the Colts rest guys and lose.
Yeah.
I've seen
No
people
proven
play.
formula.
In other words, you're just hoping. And the negative is if you're Baltimore or San Fran who rested, they'll have 3 weeks off.
They haven't played
They
for a long
don't have
time.
3 weeks off ever.
Yeah,
Is
let's
that good?
We'll find out if it hurts them. We'll see
All
in
right,
3
no,
weeks.
that's what I was wondering. NBA halfway points about a week away. Here's what I do know: Jokic is good. How about that for a
Yeah, he's a great player.
observation?
Great player. Makes his teammates better.
Oh my
That's
God,
what he does.
is he
He's
good?
awesome.
He is good. He had a game the other night that Golden State in their building brought him back. It's just incredible. Just the guy is strictly amazing. Oh, by the way, the NBA got a little bit of a slap the other day when they went against the NFL on Christmas Day.
Never go against the NFL.
Don't do that.
Never. It's the
How about-
stupidest thing you can do
Let me tell you how high the numbers were. Goodell's going to play on Wednesday next year.
for Christmas.
Yep. That's how big
Well,
the
you know,
number-
if he makes the decision, it's the right decision. NFL doesn't
No,
make
whatever
any,
he does.
They don't make any
No, it
bad
doesn't
decisions.
matter.
right.
That's called a printing press for money.
It is.
It's like an ATM. MLB, I'm still going to take a shot at the Dodgers. There's no possible way
Sign another guy.
Ohtani should get. I saw $23 million a year
Hernandez,
from
another one.
from Seattle. What is this with them?
I know. There's no guarantee they're winning, but I don't care. It's wrong.
Thank you. Okay, last thing before we jump out of here. Is there a more important position in sports than NFL quarterback?
I have one that's close.
Okay.
It's the goal is in
Goal.
hockey. Other than that, there's nothing close.
Okay, hey.
Nothing close.
You heard it here. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.